Level 1. The invitation. You are nobody. That is what they see when they first approach you. A regular Tuesday. Coffee shop. You are sitting alone, headphones in, pretending the world makes sense. A woman sits across from you. She does not ask permission. She smiles like she already knows you. She says one sentence. You ever feel like you were meant for something most people can't see? You do not answer immediately, but the fact that you do not laugh, that is enough for her. She slides a small card across the table. No logo. No name. Just an address and a time. Saturday, 7 p.m. You tell yourself you are not going. You go. The building looks like a community center. Plastic chairs, potluck dishes, normal people, teachers, nurses, a retired engineer. The man at the front speaks quietly. No theatrics. No pressure. He talks about the world ending. Not with fear. With certainty. Like a man who has already seen the report and is simply reading it aloud. Something in you leans forward. That is level 1. That is how it always starts. Level 2. The circle. They invite you back. You come. Again. And again. The group is maybe 30 people. They call themselves a community. A fellowship. They do not use the word cult. Nobody ever does. You start sitting closer to the front. You start learning the vocabulary. Words like awakened, the collapse, the inner path. There are study nights. You bring a notebook. They teach you that governments are lying, that the financial system is days from collapse, that most people are spiritually blind. It does not sound crazy. It sounds like things you have already thought. That is the design. They mirror your existing fears. They give your anxiety a framework, a cause, a community. One night, after the session, the woman who invited you pulls you aside. You ask better questions than most people who have been here for years, she says. You feel something warm in your chest. Recognition. You have been waiting a long time for someone to notice. They noticed. Level 3. The commitment. 3 months in, they ask for a weekend retreat. 2 days outside the city. A rented property in the hills. You pack a bag. You tell your roommate it is a wellness thing. At the retreat, phones are collected. For focus, they say, you will get it back Sunday evening. The schedule is intense. 5 a.m. wake-ups. Group meditation. Lectures that last 4 hours. You are sleep-deprived by Saturday afternoon. You do not notice this is intentional. The mind is softer when it is tired. The leader speaks directly to you during one session. He knows things about you, your childhood, your failures, things you only mentioned casually in small group. They were listening. They were cataloging. He says you carry a wound that the world gave you. And that wound is why you were chosen. You cry. In front of everyone. Nobody laughs. They surround you. Hands on your shoulders. It feels like love. By Sunday, you are not the same person who packed that bag. You do not know this yet. Level 4. The separation. You start missing things. Your cousin's birthday. A friend's dinner. Your sister calls twice, and you call back 3 days later. Life outside the group starts feeling thin. Flat. Like people who do not understand what is actually coming. The group has a phrase for this. Contrast pain. The discomfort of living between two worlds. The solution they offer is simple. Come closer. You move. Not far. A shared house with 6 other members. They call it intentional living. Lower rent. Constant fellowship. What it actually is, constant monitoring. Someone is always home. Someone is always watching without watching. Conversations are reported back. Not maliciously. With genuine concern. That is what they believe. You give the group access to your finances. A communal fund. For when the collapse comes, resources will need to be pooled. You sign a document. It feels like solidarity. It is leverage. Your bank account now moves through their system. You still have a job. They encourage it. Income is useful. But the job, your friends, your family, these are now background. Static. The group is signal. Level 5, the rank. 1 year in, you are given a title. Keeper. It means you hold space for newer members. You are a guide. A bridge between the outer circle and the inner teaching. There is a ceremony. Simple. Candles. The leader places his hand on your head and speaks your name like it means something sacred. You believe it does. Your job inside the group changes. You are no longer just attending. You are recruiting. Not aggressively. Subtly. The way you were recruited. Coffee shops. University campuses. Community events. You look for the ones who are alone. Searching. The ones who lean forward when you talk about meaning. You find them easily. Because you remember being one. You bring 3 new people into the circle in 60 days. The leader tells the entire group your name during the Sunday session. Praise in front of 30 faces. You have never felt belonging like this. You do not see what you are building for them. You only feel what they are giving you. Level 6, the inner circle. 18 months. You are moved to a different house. Smaller group. 8 people. The leader's closest. The ones he trusts with what he calls the full picture. The full picture is darker. The collapse is not metaphorical. It is a specific date. He has received a revelation. Not God exactly. Something older. Something that has been speaking through bloodlines for centuries. You sit in a room and watch a man explain the end of civilization with spreadsheets. There are supply lists, underground locations, a network of properties in 3 countries. There is money here. Significant money. Members of the inner circle have liquidated retirement funds, sold properties, transferred inheritances. The number you see on one document makes your hands go cold. Millions. Managed by the leader and 2 others. When you ask a quiet question about oversight, the woman beside you touches your arm gently. Trust is the foundation, she says. You nod. You do not ask again. Because you are afraid. But not of the collapse. You are afraid of losing your rank. That fear tells you everything. If you were paying attention. Level 7. The architecture of control. You understand the structure now. From inside it. Outer circle, seekers. Kept curious, emotionally opened, slowly separated from outside relationships. Middle circle, committed members. Financially integrated, socially dependent, ideologically reinforced daily. Inner circle, total immersion. The ones who have given everything and therefore cannot afford to doubt. And then there is the leader. You have seen him angry once. Just once. A man in the inner circle questioned the date. Showed a document suggesting financial irregularities. The leader did not raise his voice. He simply said the man's name. Slowly. And looked at him the way you look at something you are deciding to discard. 3 days later the man was gone. Not violently. He was released from the path. His belongings were returned. He was driven to a bus station. But his file stayed. Everything he had shared in small groups. Every confession. Every fear. It stayed on a server somewhere. That is leverage. You understand now that the collapse the leader preaches is not something coming. It is something he maintains. Keep the threat alive. Keep people afraid. Keep the outside world toxic and the inside world sacred. You know this. And you do not leave. Because where would you go? Your money is in their accounts. Your friendships outside have dissolved. Your family stopped calling 6 months ago. Your identity is now inseparable from your rank. Leaving would mean becoming nothing again. So you stay? And you perform belief so convincingly that eventually you are not sure what is performance anymore. Level 8. The date arrives. The date comes. The specific date the leader received in revelation. The day the collapse was supposed to begin. You are in a bunker-style basement with 41 people. Supplies for 6 months. Generator. No phones. You wait. The date passes. Nothing. Absolute silence in the room. 41 people looking at the floor. The leader sits for a long moment. Then he speaks. He says the collective faith of the group delayed it. Pushed it forward. This is a mercy. He says this like it is good news. Some people weep with relief. You watch their faces. You watch yourself agree. You say nothing because the only thing louder than the lie is the silence of everyone choosing it together. The new date is set. 8 months away. Level 9. The unraveling. A new member breaks. Young woman. 23. She had been inside 2 years. She finds a way to contact her mother. A borrowed phone. 3 minutes. Her mother calls the police. 2 investigators come to the property. They cannot force entry. No crime has been committed, technically. But the attention changes something. Members start whispering. Some want to move. Relocate to the overseas properties. One man in the inner circle disappears overnight. He takes a laptop. The leader's behavior shifts. He sleeps less. His sermons become longer. More fragmented. You sit in a session and hear him contradict something he said 6 months ago. Something foundational. You write it down. In private. On paper. Because something in you has been waiting for evidence. You find more contradictions. Dates that do not match. Financial records that surface in pieces. The revelation he claimed to have received. You trace it. Quietly. Night by night. It matches language from a book published in 1987. Almost word for word. You hold the book in your hands in a library 3 blocks from the property. You sit there for a long time. The grief is not what you expected. It is not anger. Not immediately. It is loss. Because part of you loved it. The meaning. The belonging. The feeling of being chosen. And now you have to choose yourself. Possibly for the first time. Final level. The cost. You leave on a Thursday. No ceremony. No confrontation. You walk out with a single bag while most people are in a morning session. The woman at the door looks at you. She knows. She does not stop you. Maybe she is calculating. Maybe she is afraid. Maybe she is holding her own questions somewhere deep. You call your sister from a payphone. It takes her a moment to recognize your voice. She does not say, "I told you so." She says, "Where are you?" That is the most human sentence you have heard in 2 years. The recovery is not cinematic. It is slow, bureaucratic. Therapy, legal consultations about your money, Months of explaining yourself to people who cannot fully understand. Some members reach out, not to threaten, to ask if you are okay, to quietly ask questions they are not allowed to ask inside. You answer them honestly. Some leave, some do not. The leader eventually faces a civil investigation. 3 former members go on record. The financial structure unravels slowly in documents and depositions. He does not go to prison. Not yet. Possibly not ever. He starts again. Smaller. Different city. Different name for the community. New coffee shop. New Tuesday. And somewhere, someone is sitting alone. Headphones in. Pretending the world makes sense. A stranger sits across from them and asks one sentence. The cycle does not end because the need is real. The longing for meaning, for belonging, for being chosen. These are not weaknesses. They are the most human things about you. The manipulation works because it reaches for something true, knowing that is the only protection.